YouTube world, what's that word, man? It's your boy Marko Stats, and it's another episode of Marko Stats Reacts. Today, we take our talents to the NBA, where we talk about Giannis Antetokounmpo, my fellow Nigerian brother. I'm going to be reacting to a video talking about Giannis. The name of the video is entitled, "This Looks Really Bad for Giannis." It's by the YouTuber AM Hoops. I just discovered this YouTuber right now, and I was wondering, why is he making a video on Giannis saying that things are looking bad for Giannis? So we're going to dive into it right now. I know that the Bucks has been having some issues this season with injuries and this and that. So we going to really dive into it and see what does AM Hoops have to say about the situation. Is it over for Giannis? Has Giannis given up? Without further ado, let's dive into the video.
But watch this. Down 104-85 in the third quarter, he gets blocked. People noticed something strange about Giannis recently. So the Bucks were hosting Atlanta, and yes, Giannis got so frustrated he threw his towel in disgust at his teammate's dumb turnover. But watch this. Down 104-85 in the third quarter, he gets blocked at the rim and waits a beat to get back on defense. That is unlike Giannis. So 9 seconds later,
Y'all think that boy giving up?
Bucks timeout. Giannis just slumps away from his team, staring at the floor. What is going through his head? Oh, he's just tired. He's fighting out there without Dame. Yeah, right. They gave up 145 points to the Hawks. Isn't your defense supposed to get better without Dame? No, this Bucks team is cooked. And Giannis is probably thinking to himself, where did it all go wrong? And do I actually have to leave this team for a chance to win another title? Well, that's exactly what other teams want him to be thinking, because the New York Post just reported multiple league personnel that have spoken with the Post say Giannis Antetokounmpo has been and remains plan A for the Nets. What? By the way, my plan A is to buy the Warriors and start myself next to Steph Curry. But let's be realistic, okay? Giannis doesn't want to play for the Nets. He wants a chance to compete for championships. No offense. That is the only way he would ever leave Milwaukee. August 2023. At the end of the day, being a winner is more important than that goal of playing for one team. Winning a championship comes first. I don't want to be 20 years on the same team and don't win another championship. 1 month later, I want to be a Milwaukee Buck for the rest of my career, as long as we're winning. It's that simple. This dude could not be more clear. And yes, Buck.
He's going through that phase where he's questioning his fate, obviously. He wants to stay with the Bucks, but he wants to win a championship at the end of the day. And if the Bucks are not doing what they're supposed to do, then of course he's going to constantly just think to himself and start to be like, man, should I even still be trying to stay with the Bucks, or should I go off to another team that has the tools necessary to put around me that I know for sure I'm going to win a championship? Because these players, they play the game to win championships. You know, you don't want your star player to have them doubts in their heads, man.
Bucks fans, recently Giannis said that he would never ask for a trade, but 2 days after saying that, will my individual accomplishments like winning MVP be more important than the championship? This is a thing that maybe some players make a mistake. They stay in one place for too long. What? Do not lie to yourself. This man will leave in a heartbeat. That is why teams are circling the Bucks like vultures over roadkill. What you should be asking is, can this team turn it around? But I am playing underdog as we end the regular season going into the playoffs. My favorite game to play is pick 'em, where you pick higher or lower for whatever stats you're watching that night. And I guarantee that having a little action on underdog will make all those games a lot more fun. Plus, you can win a little money or a lot of money with their game streaks. If you stack 11 in a row, you can 1,000x your money for basketball or baseball this time of year. So let's get that started off with my best 2 picks. First up is OG Anunoby, lower on his rebounds. And then Stephon Castle, the potential rookie of the year, lower on his rebounds and assists. And best of luck if you're tailing those picks. Check out this map. Underdog is available in all of these states you see here, including Texas, California, Florida with their game champions. But nothing helps out the channel more than use the promo code AMHOOPS when you sign up. You can get up to $1,000 in bonus cash plus a special free pick. Because 4 years ago, Giannis was holding the Larry O'Brien trophy. Some people say, oh, it was a lucky championship because the Nets got injured, KD's foot was on the line. But really? Giannis hyperextended his knee, then down 0-2 to Phoenix. They took 4 straight to win that title. But ever since then, the team has let him down. Chris Middleton was injured the entire second round the next year, so Boston beat him in Game 7. Then Miami beat them as an 8th seed in round 1 to another round 1 exit last.
That was crazy when Miami beat them in the first round. And last year they lost in the first round too, didn't they? To the Pacers.
Year. So the team has been backsliding. But what did the front office do to bail Giannis out? Well, after the Heat lost, they fired coach Mike Budenholzer. So embarrassed to be the 6th #1 seed to lose to an 8, but the first 1 seed to get just 1 win from an 8th place team. Playoff Jimmy crushed their soul. But this is the ultimate example of having a replacement ready for when you fire the coach. Like, fans are always like, fire him. But like, who are you going to put in his place? Because for the Bucks, it was Adrian Griffin. Such a mistake, he was fired 9 months later for Doc Rivers. So let's recap how much money the front office has spent just on coaching. They let Bud go with 2 years, $16 million left on his deal. Cut Griff with 3 years, $12 million left, and signed Doc for $40 million. How does he keep getting these contracts? Oh, but that's just coaching money. Giannis doesn't care about that. What about basketball? Well, the big swing was Damian Lillard, which cost them picks and Drew Holiday. The Celtics swooped in to grab Drew to complete their roster, but we've yet to see a minute of Dame and Giannis in the playoffs. And even when they have played, it hasn't lived up to those expectations. Even with Giannis and Dame as all-stars, the Bucks somehow have the 15th ranked offense. How is that possible?
What?
Well, first, let's look at the best offense in the NBA. Look at the movement OKC has. Everyone is cutting and screening and relocating. It's beautiful. Look at Jalen Williams here, set a flare screen at the top of the key. That forces these 2 defenders to turn their back to the ball, which gives Shea space to play one-on-one. Or here, a cluster of screens on the weak side that pulls defenders up to give Shea open paint to play with. Love it. But now let's look at the Bucks half-court offense. Oh, you've got a ball screen happening, but 3 guys just standing around and watching. This allows off-ball defense to just chill in the paint and defend.
The Bucks low-key remind me of the Cavaliers before LeBron left to the Heat. You remember those Cavaliers? That team where everybody just kind of just like depended on LeBron to do everything, and it just kind of felt like they was just all just standing around looking at LeBron. That's the type of vibe that I get from the Milwaukee Bucks when it comes to Giannis. I really feel like they just think that Giannis is going to come and save the day. And realistically, when you're a star player, you still need those necessary pieces around you. You can't just do it all by yourself. And I think that that's one of the biggest lessons that we learned from the whole LeBron James Cavaliers experience before he ended up going to the Heat. Is the same thing going to happen to Giannis? Is he going to leave the Milwaukee Bucks and go to another bigger market in the NBA that's a contender? Who knows?
What an ugly offense. Watch this play where Giannis is begging Taurean Prince to go cut. Please move. But because these 3 Bucks are corpses off the ball, Jimmy Butler can ignore Prince cutting. Same with Brandon Podziemski. So Dame and Giannis are pretty much playing 4-on-2. Good luck. Another problem is player positioning and spacing.
4-on-2, that's what I'm saying.
Makes 0 sense. For example, Giannis builds momentum here with this handoff, but why is Kyle Kuzma spotting up in the corner with Chet Holmgren guarding him? Kuz shoots 29% from 3, so Chet doesn't care about him. So Giannis has to deal with another 7-footer in the lane. How's that gonna work?
It feels like Giannis just be forcing up shots, you know? It's like, where's his team at? If it feels like he just be forcing up shots to me.
Work out. Now, so far, most of this is coaching, but let's talk about roster limitations. So outside of Dame, the Bucks have nobody who can both shoot and attack off the dribble. Dame is in both columns here. No one else, at least an elite level. Giannis and Kuz do not shoot. Brook Lopez, Taurean Prince, and Gary Trent Jr. are capable shooters, but they lack ball skills and passing. On the flip side, like Boston's got Kristaps Porzingis, OKC has Chet Holmgren, Cavs have Evan Mobley, who's taken a huge leap this year, and all those teams have multiple guards and wings who bring value on and off the ball. The Bucks, oh, they've got stars, but they have not surrounded them with versatile players, so their offense sucks. That is on the front office. Oh, and by the way, we didn't even mention the draft. Like,
it's crazy because the Bucks look so good on paper, but when you actually think about it, they're not that good, bro.
Can you believe that in this era where front offices are taking older guys to contribute right away, like Dalton Connect or Jaime Jaquez, the Bucks' John Horst took 19-year-old AJ Johnson, who is so inexperienced, couldn't contribute at all, and got dealt 8 months later. Still on the board in that draft, by the way, Ryan Dunn, contributor for the Suns, Isaiah Collier, who just broke John Stockton's rookie assist record, and Kyle Filipowski. So because of this, the Bucks are 0-10 against top 3 seeds in the East this year. 0-4 against the Cavs, 0-3 against Boston, and 0-3 against the Knicks. And all the while, Giannis is playing like an MVP. He will finish 3rd in MVP voting behind Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Nikola Jokic this year. For context, Giannis is on pace for 30-plus points per game on 60% shooting. That level of dominant efficiency has only been done one time in NBA history, by Giannis 1 year ago, and dude's got nothing to show for it. So what happens next? Are the vultures right and Giannis demands a trade? Or do the Bucks have one trick left up their sleeve? Well, to make a move, they're gonna need assets. And looking at their tradable contracts, the Bucks have Pat Connaughton, Bobby Portis, AJ Green, Andre Jackson Jr., Chris Livingston, and Tyler Smith. Good luck with that, by the way.
Bunch of fucking scrubs!
As far as picks, they've got nothing until 2031 because they've made so many moves already. So without
Who's fucking running the show in Milwaukee?
an easy trade, the Bucks will be forced to move Damian Lillard this offseason. Maybe the Heat are desperate enough to swap him for Tyler Hero. Is that even good enough? If not, Giannis has to be considering a trade right now. Maybe that's what was going through his head. Dude just turned 30 years old, which is a turning point for most people. And judging by Giannis's body language lately, the Bucks are out of options, and Giannis knows it. But speaking of big changes, the Grizzlies just fired their head coach, and immediately people were asking, what does Ja Morant have to do with it? Well, details are leaking out every day, and we know what role Ja played. The allegations are crazy, but this is a look at what went down.
There you guys have it. This looks really bad for Giannis. Milwaukee, y'all better do right by my Nigerian brother. He gonna leave y'all ass, man. He know his worth. He wants to get a ring, and that's what his mission is, bro. He don't got no time for no BS. So y'all better put the necessary people around him, or he gonna bounce. He's been loyal to you guys this whole time, and you guys are kind of wasting his time. You know, like you said, he just turned 30 years old, man. He trying to get that ship, and when he leave, Milwaukee fans, y'all better not try to clown him or nothing, because y'all know what that nigga went through, you know. But who am I? Just the rapper / content creator Marko Stats giving my opinion. But there you guys have it. That's another episode of Marko Stats Reacts. Make sure that you guys like and comment on this video. Click that notification bell to be notified as soon as I drop my next video. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. What do you guys think? Put inside the comments what y'all think. Do y'all think that Giannis is gone? Do y'all think that there's still hope for Giannis in the Bucks? Me personally, I feel like this shit over with, man. They didn't already have their chance already. They fucking tweaking. You know, like, they don't have nobody besides Lillard, and Lillard is injured right now. Like, come on. So, it is what it is. Appreciate y'all again. Love y'all. Swayze. I'm out.